are you learning? The thing is, what are you learning? So that's why sometimes I get angry with how effective the phone is and how less productive we are. The phone is so effective, but we are less productive with it. We are using it wrongly. The phone is being used and it's very productive. It gives you directions, but we are using that phone very unproductively, very busy with it, but it's not passing any growing lesson. In your tasks in life, you have a job, and I think that phone should be helping your job, not feeding your thoughts over things you don't need. There are things I can never watch. The phone should be feeding your thoughts, connecting to your job. Outside that, you don't need it. And that's what I keep saying to people. And that is where you get productive. If you are feeding yourself with the things you need. With the things you need. And okay, the song that was playing before we came up, was the song I knew when I was leader of the choir. It was on audio tape. I've forgotten about it. But as I was trying to search for songs, it popped up from YouTube and reminded me, and it's a meaningful song. So I'm singing it again. How many years now? Up to 25, 26, or 30 years. I've known that song. You see, that's the effect of the phone. Those are the things we should be working at on. But today we are listening to things that are never adding any, because if you are not changing from who you are, from what you do, progressing it, that means you're not learning. Nice. You are a stagnant water. Because you must progress in your job, progress in progress how you live. It's not a new car that makes you different. It's you that makes a car different. It's not a new house, or a new job, or a new car, or a new wife, or a new husband, or a new father, or a new mother. It is you. As you keep progressing daily, you start bettering your environment, adding value to your environment, adding value to your family, adding value to your children, adding value to your job, adding value to your church, adding value to your... Those are the things that matter. You are in a place, and the environment is very clean. You are the one adding that cleanliness to the environment. You are in a place, certain things that they lack, you provide for it. You are in a place, certain things don't happen anymore because you are there. That is a life very productive, and that's the kind of life that we should dream of living, because the phone gives us that access. But remember, living what you see in the media is living a foolish life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. What a way to start today's episode. Living what you see in the media is living a foolish life. But what more importantly, God's servant has charged us this morning that if we are not progressing in what we do, it means that we are not learning. Now, one of the things that we enjoy here in Gospel Manager is that we have an opportunity to reflect in the teaching here in the Honor World International. And God's servant taught expressly in the new teaching series, The Code, the Altar, and Greatness. And he made a profound statement that got everyone thinking, including those who watched online, that greatness is a product of the power of the altar. Now, we're saying this because so many people have sent in their questions, both on Telegram and on the live stream. Many of them owe the same perspective that greatness, as they have been taught over time, is about hard work, smart work, and all of that. But God's servant has brought a new narrative that truly is the code to greatness, and that's the power of the altar. Let's hear him say more on this for those who probably were not part of the service yesterday.
You know, inheritance, like a child who is supposed to inherit the hard work of a father, the only thing the father needs is one thing: character. Then he will inherit whatever the father has labored. Not because he studied what the father studied in school. No. Because he has been well behaved. So because of that well-behaved nature, the father now builds trust on that child. Because the father builds trust, the father will begin to see his successor. Though he studied engineering, the guy is just an accountant. He's a man who runs sites. But he wants the son to learn the practices of that site because the boy is well-behaved. He can control the boy. He can advise the boy. He can talk to the boy. The young man can run errands for him. The young man can speak the truth. The young man is not, he's not forced to learn. Though he's not an engineer, he's an accountant. He's not forced to learn. He's not challenging the father. He's not stealing from the father. He's not looking down on the father's profession. He's not saying that I don't think I can be an engineer. I can run this site. I want to be an accountant. He's obeying the father's decisions. No matter how gifted a staff member is in that company, who has a prospect to take over that company, as long as the son has a well-behaved manners and knows how to honor the father, the future of that company belongs to the son. No matter how gifted that outsider looks like. The outsider was there when the company started, has invested all his life in it. As long as the son is behaving according to the father's plan, he will always be the one to take over. He will tell that son to go understudy that one who is gifted. Because the future of the company belongs to you. Why will the father choose that? It's not because the boy is bearing his surname, because he has patterned himself to suit what the man wants. It's the same thing in the church. We live in a very strange environment. People are manipulated. There's a background culture. Somebody can have a lineage that has a certain behavior. So he follows you. Somebody can be controlled by a certain atmosphere. He follows you. So you want to inherit what God has promised you, but you don't have the attitudes of God. You don't have the conditions of God, the mannerism of God, the commitment that God expects you to have. So because of that, you may not go out of the following that comes from a tradition. So that's why I said that it's not this wrong. It's your day-to-day commitment to God. What are you committed with God with? What are the things that God sees that he appreciates in your life? God saw David and said, a man after my heart. There are things David was doing that made him a man after God's heart. What are the things you can really say you are doing as a human daily that impresses God? That you can boldly say. Because that's what I call the altar. So if you don't have it, you can just be demanding from God, oh, I need this, I need that, I need it. I don't pray for things. I only live my life. If I don't have it, I don't bother. If I have it, glory to God. Because you can't be right before God and you are wrong before God. No, if you are right, you are right. If you're wrong, he's God. He has nobody to influence him. In case you are saying, somebody can influence me. But nobody can influence God. He sees the things you do. He sees your thought. He sees your privacy. He knows you. So nobody can influence God. You can say, I can be influenced. But can God be influenced? So to me, if you want to see anything great in your life, the one who makes things great must have a part to play in your life. And the only way to do that is to bring him forward as an interest, your commitment to him. What do you do with him? What are you doing daily for that man? That's what matters. And then when you now start hitting the practical trainings of life, because you meet the right persons because he is leading you. It's not the gift that progresses anybody. It's not your talent. It's not your gift. It's how he led you. You can have a good gift, but a wrong mentor. Very good gifted person, but the mentor you have is a wrong one. You can have a good gift, God put you in a wrong family. You can have a good gift, God takes you to a wrong place. Because it's not the gift alone. You can have a good gift, but the people around you are not the ones that can enhance it. You can have a good gift, but the people around you are the people that will kill it. So you must understand that he will lead you. That leading is that he makes you meet the people you need to meet at the timing of your life. People that will not bring setback to you. That will not drag you backwards. Instead of helping you to go forward, they are pushing you backwards. They are making you struggle more, work more, fight more, do more. Because the people around you are not the kind of people who will understand what you want to achieve and see how to achieve it. And remember, life has given us access to see people who rather speak against people than see how they can make people grow. And that's the kind of environment we find ourselves today. Why would somebody just get up and think the otherwise? It's because the person does not even know what he's doing with his life. So people are important. But how do we meet the right people that will aid us get to our home. Sometimes where you are born is even more of a problem than the devil itself. Sometimes the school you went to is even more of a problem than the devil itself. Sometimes the kind of friends you keep around church are even more of a problem. Sometimes the person you submit to as a mentor, the person's lifestyle, how the person thinks and behaves can be a problem to you. Sometimes it's marriage can be a problem to you. Sometimes it's children. So you must be led by God, because I keep saying that you are supposed to understand. Hebrews chapter 5, show me verse 12. You are supposed to understand at a level, at the length that you have stayed with me, young man, you are supposed to understand who I am. Am I correct? Uh-huh. I'm not supposed to struggle to teach you certain things anymore, because you have grown. The first Bible you used, I gave it to you. Let's not talk about your age online, but I gave it to you. The certain things you knew about life, I brought you into it. Now, at that level, there are things I believe that I shouldn't be struggling to tell you. And that's why Hebrews chapter 5 from verse 12 made it very clear. Show it on the screen. For everyone who has a sense of value to catch. So we will understand the importance of how we make these productions, and because we need to have this altar working for us. And how are you making it work for you? So I believe that the problem that we have today is not because people are not gifted, people are not reasonable, people just don't know the right people to connect with. That scripture said you are supposed to be an oracle at the level where you are supposed to be a teacher, but at the level people are still teaching you.
So it says, for when the
Read
time
it.
ye ought to be teachers,
You ought to be a teacher.
ye have need that one teach you again.
You have need that you are taught again, when you are supposed to be the one teaching others.
Which be the first principles of the oracles
Which
of
be
God.
the first principle of someone who have stayed in a place for more than 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
And are become such as need of milk. And
You are
not of
still being
meat.
pushed left, right, left, right, left, right. The problem now is not the gift. It's either you don't know what you're supposed to produce, or the people talking to you are very unkind people to your life. They're either satisfying themselves more than making sure you succeed in life. If I had the privilege that you have to have me, mankind in your life, I'll be very smart, much more smarter than what I am today. So in conclusion, if you want God to raise you, you must do what it takes to be raised. And one of those things is for the altar to direct your life. But there are too many wrong people around us. We have more wrong people around us than good people around us. So we must build a routine from the altar to aid us meet the right people in our lives. So if you give me $1 million job monthly, does not mean that's my destiny. I'm only satisfying my urge for needs. But after a few years to come, you may not have that job anymore. Because what you're not meant for, you're always going to lose it. So I see the cry of marriages. I see the cry of pastors. I see the cry of business people. I see the cry of people. They did not get the signal properly from a routine that they were singing in the choir, praying in the prayer band, being an usher. This routine is what you do. Samuel was praying every morning. That's when God came and met him there. He was not a pastor. He was just praying every morning. He had a routine for 4 a.m. Every 4 a.m. he would go and pray. It's that routine that Samuel had that God came and met him there. That routine will produce the voice of God in your life as you keep doing it. As you keep doing it. That voice will just come out of there and start directing you. That's what I did. That the voice came and met me there and directed my life. This is how to go. This is how not to go. And today I'm where I am today. So let's take preparing from the altar serious. Because no gift makes any man. If you're not in God, you'll be attached to a shrine if you want to succeed with the gift. You're either with God or you're attached with a shrine, with that gift to work. Ordinarily, a gift does not prosper. It makes room. That room is not a gift.
Yes.
It's men that opens the room, but there's a force behind you that will make men open that door for you. The gift does not open the door. No gift opens the door. The gift is presented, but the power behind the gift is what makes the gift effective. And that's where the altar comes in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. What we have just learned from God's servant is one of the greatest secret, I think, to succeed in everything. What God's servant has let us know is that no gift makes a man, and that the key to being made is to be focused on the altar. And this is, it validates one of the testimonies he had shared with us about a couple in the US who had called you that things were now tough. And then the Lord spoke to you to tell them that they should go back to their prayer altar. And I believe things have now turned as they yielded to that instruction. So our altar is very important. And I believe all the questions that we are going to ask that had been sent to us here today, the solution is just focus on the altar, the preparation of your altar. Like God's servant said, what are you doing that pleases God the more? And so we'll go into today's questions. This one is from Chikweluba, and he is writing from Oka, Anambra State. He says, "Good day, sir. I have big dreams and genuine passion, but every day survival keeps draining my energy. Sir, please, how do I pursue greatness with daily pressure when daily pressure is consuming me?"
You know, we must learn to try to define how we live life. The power of definition is important. And if you don't define your life, I don't have patience for people who don't really know what to do, but they claim to know what to do. I don't have patience for that. And so when you define your life, one of the first things that happens to you is that you know. Because if you define your life, you first of all study who you are first. It's not others. You know who you are. You define your own strength and your own weaknesses. So that's the first thing any human being that wants to succeed in life should know. If you don't know this one, forget about anything about life. Then number two, you now know what kind of environment was I raised into? Where am I now? That's number two. Number three, what are the decisions that brought me here? That's number three. When you know these three, then you will now begin to understand the strength and the pressure that comes with achieving anything in life. Because you need to know what it takes to achieve anything in life. It's not just saying it, or, okay, I'm going to open a shop now. No. Those ones are just people who are looking for their stomach. If it is stomach, I don't think I'll be sitting down here. If it is just to feed myself alone, I would have been in America, quietly, living my life. If that is the reason why life is all about, what's life? One of the countries in Europe, living my life. Because I know it's one phone call I will make, and I'll be out of here, without spending a dime. So it's not all about what you want to eat. If you want to succeed in life, then you must understand the parameters. It's not just to go to school. I want to go to school. What is the essence of going to school? What are you going to school for? If you even go to school, what will you make out of school? If you finally get the privilege to go, let me know if you want to go. You are eager to go to school. Why do you want to go to school? What is the dream attached to that education that you want to have for yourself? So you finish 4 years in school, and then there was no reason. You just went to school because others are going to school. So to me, all of these lives you see people live today, I want to do fashion. I want to do this. I want to do that because of some other person. It's like the movie I showed yesterday. Somebody eats food and shout. And you don't know why they are shouting. You just jumped into it. I want to eat the same food. So when he finished eating and they now gave him the bill, he shouted like them. I mean. So he didn't know that the thing is not the food, is the responsibility behind the food.
Yes.
And that's how we live life today. You listen to a woman who says the husband is useless. You follow the husband. What about the one who is saying the husband is useful? You listen to a man who says the wife is stupid. You take the one that says the man is stupid and bring it to your marriage. You do the same thing. You listen to somebody who says, I am very useless. You take that one and put in your life. That lesson taught me clearly there are prices to pay with life. Are you willing to pay that price yourself? You may be saying it. I'll be great. I have this, but are you willing to sit down and know what it takes to really succeed in a certain way? Are you willing to know that? It's not just talking. It's not just being self-centered for yourself. Do you know what it takes to survive life? If they throw you now in a desert and keep you there, do you know what to do to come out of it? They don't know. Some people don't know, just talk. So to me, the fight to succeed is not the problem. Are you ready for it? And that's why I keep saying to people, sometimes don't look for a vision. Just take your life and follow a strong man or a strong woman who knows what to do. It's even easier for you. And then if you're sure you are destined for something, then you can go fight for it. When you see the struggle I see today about young folks, adults today, people don't even know where they're going to. I can tell you. They only behave it. But the investment that goes with it, they can't stand it. If they see a lion coming and that's where their success is, they will go back. The lion will eat them up. The lion will feast on them for free. Because greatness comes with neglecting yourself, neglecting everything. It comes with killing who you are to achieve greatness. I've been there severally. You can't come to this site 15 years ago. Even with all your anointing, you can't enter here. So we don't appreciate success. We just wish it. But success comes a lot. So if you want to be great, then you're either doing two things. Seek for who will talk to you what it takes, or pray to God to really know what it takes before trying to trek on that path. Because at the end of the day, it's not who wishes that ends there. It's not a wish that takes you there. It's strong commitment to life. You make up your mind to sacrifice yourself for things to come out. Water from a rock does not come out for free. It has to be cracked before water comes out. And I pray that people understand that defining themselves first and knowing how life works is easier. And that's why God was speaking to Solomon. He said, Solomon, in a very clear term, in 1 Kings 3:14, he said, Solomon, love me, walk with me, but follow the tracks of your father. See that advice? See, that advice was the strongest any father can give to a child. Follow the track of your father. Solomon refused. You see, everything he did wasn't a problem. When he went out of David's track, he lost everything. Sometimes you should need to study the tracks of men who have succeeded and how they succeeded. That will make it. I was talking to a young girl, and I said, study the track of a woman who have succeeded in marriage. What she did. She was a young girl having too much issues in her marriage. I just say, this book, she was reading Faith to Unity. I said, this book you're reading, did you study what that woman did to stay married? Just a 6-month-old marriage. The man is almost running away from the house. 6 months. I said, have you studied that book you are reading? Because they even came with you to my office. Have you studied it? And the track of that woman's life. How she has kept that very strong man around her till date. You see, we don't want to know what it takes to build an empire. We just want the products that comes from an empire. Just give me the money, let me eat it. But how do you know what it takes to build it? People don't know what it takes to build empires. Because rest is at the end, not from the beginning. Those who rest early will have nothing to rest with in the future. Don't be looking for a good bed where your beginning is poor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The second question, this is from Felix. He says, good morning, sir. Sir, please, I have been praying for change, but I struggle with consistency and discipline. Hearing the message of yesterday when you spoke about Jesus, Joseph, and David. Sir, please, I would like to know if my delay is spiritual warfare or my own habits.
Decisions are very important. Sometimes delays are not spiritual. They are human decisions. And I've always said that people's delays are their behaviors. So you should check yourself first before start putting the devil as a problem. Somebody who does not listen, the devil is not your problem. You're your problem. I was talking to a pastor the other day, the other day. I said, is that your reasoning? Is that the way you think? Instead of you to check what to bring down your church, you're more concerned about what somebody said. Because this is a track trace that is being created around you there. And if it's not handled in the future, it will be used against you. So the problem is, if you truly want to check what is wrong, start from yourself. Devil only comes to you by the privilege you give to him. He does not walk. The fruit was not eaten. The devil did not put the fruit in Eve's mouth. It was Eve that took the fruit and ate it. So Satan works at the expense of our decision. When you say the devil used you, it's what you talked about that the devil used against your life. So what you don't think and do, Satan has no strength using it against you. So sometimes the things we call satanic attacks, I'm not saying that there is no bewitchment. Bewitchment is real. But the windows you create can make bewitchment very effective. So check the way you think and behave carefully. And then accept where you are going wrong, where you're going right. It will help how you take decisions. And it will affect how you live here. And growth will surely come to a man who accepts his error and progresses rights and will always have a way of going forward.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, we'll take the last question on this self-development. And this one says, good morning, Pastor. Sir, please, I know I carry potential, but nothing around me reflects it yet. Have you been in this position too, like I am now? And how can I keep believing in myself when results are not showing?
You know, this is where everybody needs to be validated in life. And that's keep saying that I don't like where people feel limited about themselves. You need to honor people, which I feel that's what you should do. But don't let people validate you. It's because they didn't clap for me, so I feel I didn't do it with life. No. Sometimes even that clap. Yesterday, I was in my room with Maxwell, and then he told me that he killed 5 flies. 5. So I told him, what's the essence of that kind of success? He was telling me with strong excitement, and I just told him, that's no progress. And he just freezed where he was seated. Because that's no progress. So you see, what we call growth, sometimes it's not growth. What you call growth is like Bobby Brown was singing with Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is the wife of Bobby Brown. So while, is it Bobby Brown? Is another singer in the 80s. He's a music producer. I've forgotten his name. They were doing an audition. He was auditioning with Whitney Houston. They were in the studio together. So he now said Whitney Houston has hit a wrong note. And Whitney Houston smiled. He said, I just delayed the pitch. It's not a wrong note. And I've told it's not a wrong note. She delayed the pitch. They landed later, and the guy was shocked. So the teacher who is trying to teach the one who he thinks is at fault is even more educated than him. Sometimes the people we teach are better than us. But we don't want to see that they are better than us. So when Whitney Houston said that, the man went to check and felt that's the truth. Then asked the singer to teach him more about the note flat and the major flats in music. So that one, the guy understood that he thought he had a high class of knowledge and met somebody who was classier than him. and was able to learn. And that's how you grow. Today, people don't want to do that. People are either getting angry when they meet a better person. They feel challenged. They feel complex. They start talking against the person. They feel threatened. I don't understand why you are threatened about somebody who is living his own life than you. Than seeing how you can learn from somebody that is better than you in every frames of life. I had a boy one time in Cameroon. He even came here now. One short guy like that. What's his name? Yes. He plays keyboard. I met him playing keyboard. I went to preach somewhere. I saw him playing keyboard. So he said he just loved me and started coming to the church. I was playing keyboard for me. And he was a very beautiful singer. And I love singing. So he just come, he will sing. I'll ask him to sing. I ask him to sing. I ask him to sing. I ask him to sing. If he does not sing, I won't preach. We are doing an instrument. He will just be singing. He will play the keyboard. He will be singing. I noticed that he was doing the things I love. So I was allowing him to do it. He was not struggling. Any song I want to learn, before I knew he has learned it. Any song I love, he will sing it. He was doing that thing to a level where I will call him into my prayer room. And he will be singing and I'll be writing. He had something I didn't have. So what did I do? I went close to him. That's how to grow. But today we will not do that. People will never do that. People will never do that. He even came to Nigeria one time to see me. Yes, when he won that award in Cameroon and became a popular superstar, he came to see me in Nigeria. So we must understand how life works. Because the struggles I see, there are too many. Let's just live life productively and access spots that will make us, and we will all grow. And remember, growth, if it comes, is for you first, before another man. If you refuse growth to come, you're going to go through the pain of not growing at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take the last sets of questions for this morning's episode. There are so many questions, but the good thing is that we'll take them subsequently. Now, I'll put these two in one. It's on the relationship and marriage, and the other one is on parenting. So the first one is from Mrs. Nelson Jonathan, and she says, "Good morning, Dr. Maxwell, sir. My husband is a good man, but since money became tight and his unemployment level and status has changed him so emotionally. So how do I support him without losing my own self and also keeping my marriage?" Then the second question on parenting and family says, "Sir, my children are watching me struggle daily. But sir, how can I protect them and also teach them the values like faith, patience, and integrity when children are growing up in a society that rewards shortcuts and social media?"
See, the burden of growing a family is high. And I've always advised that a family that wants to progress must have a very sensitive side. Husband and wife should be sensitive. So a woman should understand when a man is struggling and know how to get into that scenario and don't let the man feel it. Sometimes roles are meant to be played differently. And it's just like if the man is an irresponsible man, then he takes roles for granted. Roles are supposed to be played differently. And when you notice that a certain role is not effective, what do? You try to make sure you play the role. That's all about marriage, playing the role that the other person can't play. But today, people don't. Today, one of the problems of marriage is that we have so many insensitive people in marriage. So as long as you're insensitive, you allow that situation to kill the man and kill the home. So, we have preached the message of the money of the woman belongs to the woman. The money of the man belongs. So that message has really affected production in the family. But I've always said that if the home belongs to both of you, why is one man suffering?
Yeah.
So I don't know why a man will have high blood pressure when he does not have. He does not have and you have as a woman. Take care of the home. And the man should be wise enough to know that when he doesn't have, the woman is doing that. When he has, you should make sure he cares for that woman. You should return back every penny that woman has spent. Not because she demanded for it, because it's the right thing to do. You know, some people are, you know, when I was growing up, I don't take food from a lady. When I was growing up, a woman will not cook, except in church. You bring, I'll give it to workers. I don't eat food like that. So when I see a young man depending on the girl to give him transport, to feed him, you are being supported by a lady, and you are proud saying it. That's a man that if I notice it, you will not marry that girl. But you don't have a good intention for that girl in your life. But you should be giving the girl to eat. So in case you don't have and the girl is supporting you, once in a while, do the same thing to the girl. So the mentality is there. Some people have it. Some men have it. Even when they have, their wives are caring for them. Even when they have, their wives are literally feeding them. Feeding them, and they are proud to say it. So it's being insensitive. That's the problem. So when you are sensitive about that, you know when the woman has and when the man has, and both of you compliment yourself and know how to handle it. Okay, don't worry, I've taken it. She just knows. I've paid the house rent. The man will not even know she has paid it. Don't worry, I paid the school fees. Because she lives with the man, so she should know that man in the house. If she has the money, if he doesn't have, there are some other things she can do to make sure that the crisis does not destroy the man in that marriage. So it's simple. Let's all be sensitive to the surroundings of the roles we play. When the other person can't meet the role, you that has the capacity to meet it. And when you are okay, show that you appreciate the role the person played when you had no capacity to play it. This will help.
And the one about training children.
We must stop the today's training. We must go back to the traditions of how to raise kids. And how did they raise the kids? They practically make the children busy and show them healthy examples. That's what our grandparents did. Healthy examples means you are quicker and faster as a parent to do things and allow your children to watch. You don't sit down and delegate things to your kids. You are the first examples of the life you want your kids to live. And if you're not setting that life, tomorrow they will need to consult people when they are married or consult people when they have left you to survive. Because it's the things they saw that they are going to replicate. So first, the training, and secondly, the examples we set. The media that they are into now is a day-to-day action for them. But you can influence the media by bringing examples. And I was talking to somebody the other day. Your phone activity is too much. Reduce the phone at time. Just off it and think. 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 And you see, those who are really wealthy don't touch their phones. So poor people use their phones a lot. Those who don't have work. Those who are really wealthy are never with their phones. Those who don't have work to do, who have no burden about life, that's what they do with their phones. Always busy, pressing nothing. Sitting down in an office and they press their phone the whole day. There's nothing they are building. I cannot see myself doing that to myself. I was at the airport one time, and the richest man in Africa was sitting down. He has his phone in his hand. He was sitting down, but not pressing it, just sitting down like that. Sitting down. I watched him for 30 minutes. He didn't touch his phone. That's the richest man in Africa. So those who are really wealthy don't press their phones. It's poor people that do that. Always with their phones. Always walking, they're pressing. That's poor mentality. Eating, they're pressing. Sitting down in the whole day, pressing phone. There are taxes all around you. You're not making sure they are met. All your staff members are making all kinds of mistakes in the place. You're not checking your job. it's poverty mentality there's a problem. Because real success comes with a lot of practicalization. So children should see practices from families, prayer time, work time, sacrifices made by parents, work time, what to do, clean up time. All of these things are very necessary. And then the examples we create to our kids, what we tell them, how we tell them, how we go faster than them, what we do, how we do it. These are the lessons that stays with them. The phone lesson does not stay with any child because the phone lessons progresses. But the lessons we give to our kids when they are around us are the lessons they will pick. I'm my son's kind of husband. My daughter is dreaming a husband like my kind. Because those are the first pictures they know. So we must be conscious that bring our traditions of our fathers and how they raised our parents without a TV box. And those kids became very successful and bring it into this world. And it's going to make a lot of difference for us because the phone is parenting children without any appearance. And that's risky for us. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Today's episode was very expository, and we're grateful to God and His servant for putting us through in the right path. Now, please do not forget to be part of our Sunday services. 3 amazing services: 6:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m., and 10:30 a.m. God's servant will be ministering live still in the teaching series. The code, the subtitle is The Altar and Greatness. Let's learn how greatness truly comes and emerges. And also, please do not forget to be part of a special miracle night next week, Friday, which is the 24th of April. Heaven will kiss the earth, and you cannot afford to miss it. A night of miracles, worship, signs, and wonders. There are going to be bus locations to bring people with free bus shuttle services across the Asaba metropolis so that you can make it here on time. So call the numbers on the screen, which will pop up shortly, and also at the advert at the end of this episode to know how to get here at Rehoboth City using the bus locations. And also tonight, don't forget, at 8 p.m. is the professionals. God's servant has a very important topic of discourse with the hosts of the professional. Don't miss it on YouTube and on Facebook at Maxwell Golden Egbe and Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe. So please, it premieres at 8 p.m. tonight. Don't miss it, and we hope to see you there. Also, the 27th, 28th of April, God's servant will be visiting the city of Lagos. So if you have family and friends over there, and all of our Gospel Manager family who have always streamed live the Gospel Manager, please make your way at Ikoyi. More details will come shortly on how you could meet with God's servant one-on-one. Now you've listened to him online, it's an opportunity to sit with him one-on-one physically, and God will bless you immensely. I'll leave the floor now for God's servant to give his closing remarks and bless us for the weekend.
Let's pay attention to what distracts us and know how to deal with it. Ignorance is one of the greatest achievements of a fool. I said the ignorance is one of the greatest achievements of a foolish person. But when you study what distracts you, the next thing to do is to check how to come out of distractions. Sometimes distractions are not studied. They are seen as enemies, but we don't study how to come out of them. Studying how to come out of distractions is the greatest wisdom I've ever seen on the earth that you must have. And if can you imagine why Joseph was no more in a problem? He spoke the first about his dream in Genesis 39 from verse 5. He spoke again in verse 9, and then it was almost a problem. If you check clearly, after that incident, Joseph never spoke anyhow again. That means he studied his distraction and never allowed it to go over his life. And let us sit down and study the distractions over our lives, not other people's life, your own life. We are more concerned about what people say about us. You heard something about you, what somebody said. What about being concerned about the distractions of your life, the things distracting you, the things giving you a problem, the thing that is causing you talk anyhow, behave anyhow, act anyhow, that there's repetition of errors consistently in your life, that thing that makes you not to do your job effectively, not to keep your marriage, not to be a healthy staff member, not to be a healthy church member. What are you doing to kill that distraction? Is that distraction that you should pay more attention to? What is your distraction? Why are you distracted? What can I do to come out of these distractions? These, to me, in this era, are the questions people should ask. Why am I always with my phone? Is this not distracting me? Why am I always having this conversation with this person? Am I not going out of line? Why am I always like this, behaving like this, talking like this, acting like this? Be wise enough to speak the truth to yourself. It's when you start doing that, God will now begin to tell you, this is how, because you can never go out of a thing until you are where you are doing it. There are people who lie, who don't know that they lie. There are people who steal, who don't know they steal. There are people who frown, who don't know they frown. There are people who misbehave, who don't know they misbehave. There are people who do certain things, who don't know they do it. They will defend their errors till their grave. But if it is right, why is it giving you crisis? Because if your actions are right, why are you having problems? I've always said to anybody that wants to hear me, if you are right, there should be no crisis. If you are right in a thing, it shouldn't give you a problem. If you're truly right, why is this thing giving you a problem? Because God has taught us that the end product of the voice of God is peace. So if the thing is right, it should give you peace. So anything you do that is making you not to do your job effectively, you don't know what to do with your job, you don't know how to behave about it, your job is not going well, your business is dying, your family is dying, your career is dying, everything is dying, it simply means that thing needs to be checked. Because peace does not bring problems. But anything that distracts you, distracts your church services, distracts your home, distracts your business, you literally don't even know the next step to take around your office. When you live that kind of distractive life, then it's time to pay attention to what distracts you. Because remember, there are two things distraction produces. Number one, it will produce lack of being sensitive. And number two, it will always keep you in a circle. Distraction makes men stay in a circle. You keep repeating the same thing, 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 the same thing. I'm going to end with this story. We were 7 boys in Port Harcourt. Our pastor promised to take us overseas. So one night, he started hearing rumors in the church. The boys were talking that we are being used by the pastor. So some boys started leaving. 3 of them left. I was still there. So he called the 4 of us. And he said that if you see where you are going to, it's more important than going overseas. That's all he said, though, and he left. That day, I stopped expecting to go overseas. I started fighting to see where I was going to. Today, from the 7 boys, I'm a human being. Because distraction blinds you. Distraction gives you attitude. Distractions makes you lazy. Distraction makes you defend. Distraction makes you repeat an error and defend it. Distraction gives you an attitude. And when you live like that, there will be no time you will see the best of what you can produce in what you do. Why will you be doing a job and there are workers you're supervising, they keep repeating the same error and you don't know they are repeating the same error? You are a leader of a system and you don't know how to progress people's actions in the system. It's because you're not studying their mistakes. How will you be fighting in your marriage if you know that that's supposed to be a problem? What is creating it? Why is that thing happening there at that time? So when you work on a distraction, you create an environment of solving it. And how do you solve it? Accept that you have a problem first. And 2, how can I solve it? And 3, will I accept if correction comes to me now to solve it? And 4, what decisions will I take never to go back to that distraction again? And when you do that, you will notice you will always have a healthy path, because distraction can be handled. But those who refuse it will not earn it. But those who earn it will be used by it. So let's not get used by distractions and blame people for what we create ourselves. Because sometimes the things you say people did to you are the things you created yourself and people used against you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. From what God's servant has told us, that the companion of fools is distraction, and the achievement of fools is ignorant. So please don't be ignorant. Do the right thing so that life can be right with you. That's why we say here, life is beautiful, and you, my friend, can handle it. We'll see you on Monday when Gospel Manager returns. God bless you.
Get ready for an undeniable encounter at Special Miracle Night. Theme: Proofs from the Altar, Genesis 12, 7-8, Genesis 24, 1. This is your moment for tangible answers, visible miracles, and undeniable proofs of God's power. Come expectant. Your testimony will not be delayed. Rehoboth City, opposite step-down transformer, along Asaba Ebusa Expressway, Asaba, Delta State. Streaming live on Facebook, Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe and Honor World International. YouTube, Honor TV. Come ready. Leave with proofs. God bless you.
April in Lagos will not just mark a date, it will mark a date of visitation as Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe steps into the city with precision, power, and clarity to enable individuals like you and I in the city of Lagos align into God's purpose and fulfill heaven's agenda for our lives, our businesses, and our careers. It's with this that I want to implore you, wherever you are in the city of Lagos, to please call the numbers on the screen to book a section with Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe. It's going to be an amazing time, an incredible time to share a one-on-one conversation with God's servant, Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe. So if you are in Asaba, or if you are in service or watching via social media, please send this message to your friends, your family, your loved ones in that city to please make it a date with us. The details of the visit are on your screen, and we cannot wait to have you in Lagos. God bless you, and we'll see you in April.
In a world where many are called, but few are seen, where destiny is hidden beneath rejection and greatness is buried in obscurity, there comes a moment when heaven interrupts earth. A moment of divine selection, a moment of supernatural recognition, a moment called endorsement. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him from that day forward. 1 Samuel 16:13. When God endorses a man, protocols are broken, systems adjust, nations respond. This is not just a gathering, this is a divine marking. A generation will be chosen, empowered, and released. The oil is ready. Heaven is watching. Will you be endorsed?
Discover life-changing truths in Wisdom Nuggets. Lines of Truth, Volume 1 by Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe is a powerful collection of life-shaping insights designed to elevate your thinking, strengthen your character, and position you for purpose-driven living. Through timeless principles rooted in faith, discipline, and personal growth, Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe delivers concise yet profound truths that inspire transformation, excellence,